Hi, this is Miss Evans with Module 1, Lesson 6. This time I'm going to do the problem set. If you need a little bit of practice on adding or subtracting 1, 10, or 100,000 from a number. So the first part of the problem set, it wants you to first take your place value chart and then label it, which I've already done on mine. And so you'll have to label, if you're following in the book, you'll have to label your places first. Okay, and so question A says 10,000 more than 605,472. So I will write that number in here. Oops, if I can get it over there. Helps if I turn it on. So 605,000. So 605,472. Okay, if you're more comfortable with drawing dots than writing numbers, that's fine. Do that if it helps you. Okay, then it says to find 10,000 more. More means you're going to add or multiply, but in this case we're going to add. So 10,000 more. So we just need to bump up the 10,000 place one time. So go to the 10,000s. It's at 0 now, so change it to a 1. We're just bumping it up by 1. And then everything else will stay the same. Okay, so that is 10,000 more. So 615,472. So that is the number you would write on the answer line on that problem. Okay, so question B says 100,000 less than 400,000, 80,000, 1,000, 36. So 400,000s, 80,000, 1,000, 30, so no hundreds, 36. So you say this 481,036. And they want you to find 10 or 100,000 less. Less means minus or divide, but in this case it's minus. So 100,000. 100,000. Okay, so you're going to go to the 100,000s place, that's here, and just take away 1. So you get a 3. So you're not minusing any other of the places, just that 100,000 place. So there's your answer, 381,036. So that's the number you would write on the line for the actual answer. Okay, so the next one, it's giving you two numbers and it wants you, there's a blank, and it wants you to say greater than or less than. So basically this goes back to lesson 5. They give you 230,070, and they want you to tell greater than or less than 100,070 and how much. So obviously, if you look at these two numbers, this one is bigger because there's a 2 here and there's only a 1 right here. So this one's bigger. So this number is greater, but by how much? If you don't know, put it on the chart. So here is the first one, and I always start in the ones because I always mess up if I don't. All right, so the only one, all of these are the same except for this place. And so this place is the 100,000 place, and we're going from 2 to 1. So we're just minusing 100,000. So 230,070 minus 100,000 is 130,000. So the answer is 230,070 is greater 100,000 greater than 130,070. So in other words, on the blank, you're going to write this for your answer. Okay? So that's it with the place value chart. Now they just have equations. Equations are number sentences. So for me, those are easier than using a place value chart. Because if you're in 4th grade and you ask your parents, we didn't learn how to add and subtract this way with the place value chart. So I'm going to put it away for now. And the first one is saying, this is actually part 3, question A. 10,000 plus 40,060. Okay, so I don't like looking at addition this way. I prefer to have it vertically instead of horizontally. So I'm going to put 10,000 underneath this. It's easier for me to visualize. If you like it this way, that's fine. But for me, this is just easier to put this number here and then add. So this would be 0, 6, 0, 0, and 5. So the answer then is 50,060. Okay, question B says 21,195 minus 10,000. Okay, well, it gives you a blank here. But again, I prefer to write them vertically, so I'm going to write the 10,000 underneath. When you take away, remember, you write the smaller number underneath. Okay, so 5 minus 0 is 5, 9 minus 0 is 9, 1 minus 0 is 1, 1 minus 0, 1, 2 minus 1, 1. So 11,195. If you want, you're more than welcome to use, if you're in my class, your whiteboard to write a place value chart and put it on there if it helps you write them that way. That's fine. But you will not have that available for you on the test. Okay, so question C, 999,000 plus 1,000. So this is why I like to write them top to bottom, because we're going to add 1 to the thousands place. This is a 9. So we're going to have to do carrying because 9 and 1 is 10. So it's easier to just write this number underneath, and then that way I can carry, and it's a lot easier than doing it in my head. So 0 and 0, these are all zeros. 9 and 1 is 10, carry the 1. 9 and 1 is 10, carry the 1. 9 and 1 is 10. And so I have 3, 3, and a comma. So here's the ones, here's thousands, millions. So the answer is 1 million right here. Okay, so that's why I like to, when I'm doing the standard algorithm, that's what this is called, putting it on top or on bottom and then adding or subtracting. So that's the way I prefer instead of sideways. Okay, so let's do the next one. This is part D. 129,231 minus 100,000. Okay, well, again, I like to take away, and I'm going to put that down here. If you are doing it this way, though, please remember you have to write neatly to make sure that your columns are lining up, because if you don't line up your columns, you're going to get the wrong answer. So please make sure that when you are putting this number down here, you are lining them up with the one on the top. All right, so 1 minus 0 is 1, 3 minus 0, 3, 2 minus 0, 2, 9 minus 0, 9, 2 minus 0, 2, 1 minus 1, 0. So when you actually write this number, you don't have to put that there. So this is the answer for that one. So it'd be 29,231. So basically, you just took away this one right here. And you have this as your answer. Okay, that was part D. This is part E. Part E says 122,000 equals 22,000 plus something. Okay, well, so if I put this number, this time they want you to figure out the addition problem that gives you this answer. So if I take this number and put it down here, 3 zeros, make sure your columns are lining up when you do this. All right, so I see that these are all the same except for this one right here. So if I take away you're going to put 100,000 plus this one is going to give you this one. So basically 22 plus 100 is 122,000. Okay, so that's part E. And then F says 38,018 equals, okay, so this is another one where we have to figure the problem out. 39,018 minus something. So in other words, I started with this, I took away something, and I ended up with this. So this is still the same. If I just write this underneath, you can see these are the same, these are the same, these are the same. The only thing different is this. These are the same. So I started here, or I'm sorry, I started here, and then I went to here. So what did I do? I took away 1, and this 1 is in the thousands place. So I just took away 1,000, 39,000, and if you want to double check yourself, you can always do this. It's better to double check than to get it wrong, and this number is the same. So that is correct. Okay, so part 4 wants you to figure out patterns. So we already did this once. They actually have these written in a box like this, sort of like a tape diagram. They have 150,010 blank. Then they have 170,010 blank. 190,010 blank. So you have to fill this in. We don't know this one, we don't know this one, and we don't know this one. So you'll put your answers in the boxes. So it says, fill in the empty boxes to complete the pattern. Explain in pictures, numbers, or words how you found the answer. So if I'm going to do this problem, I'm first going to have to start over here. Or you can start over here, but since this is blank, I'd rather start over here. So this one's 150, that's 170. So am I going up or down? 150, 170, 190. You're going up. So you're going from here to here, you're going to add. From here to here, you add. Here to here, you add. Here to here, here to here. So we're going to add, we know, something. We don't know what to each one of these. So let's look at this to this. So if I'm going from here to here, I need to figure out what I'm going to add. So if you'd like to, we can bring back the place value chart. Ugh, that's so ugly. Let's see, how can I do that? Let's just do a quick place value chart. So this is what I would write in my answer underneath to it where it says explain. And this is a quick chart again, so I'm sorry if it's sloppy. I can't stand sloppiness. So if you're my students, please make sure you're writing nice and neatly, because I will make a comment about your messiness, because I'm just like that. Okay, so the first number I start with is this one, so I'm starting in the ones. 0, 1, 0, that's a 1. 0, 5, 1. Then the next one I don't know, so I'm question mark. I don't know the next one in the pattern. Then I am going to this one. Oh look, I did it right this time and I started from the left. Whew, hardly ever do I do that. Okay, so then I just have to figure out, well, what am I doing? I am already said I'm going to add from here to here. So from 1 to 1, I'm not adding anything. So this right here is gone. It's a 0. 5 to 7, how many are you adding? You're adding 2. 0 to 0, nothing. This to this, nothing. It's the same. These are the same. So in other words, nothing, 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 and nothing. So what did I add? I added 20,000 to this number. Okay? So I went from here to here, I added 20, but I have 1 in the middle. So I just have to go up only 1 if I want a number in between 5 and 7 is 6. So the next number, in other words, okay, 160010. So this one would be 160010. Okay, then, ooh, that has to be way bigger. Take forever. So let's just erase this part. It might have been a little too big. Oh well. Okay, so the next two, we start with this one and we end up here. So put this one in there. Again, we already had it in there, but we're going to put it back. And I go to here. So there's a number in between these two. I don't know what it is. From 1 to 1, that's nothing. So you don't even need to put anything there. 7 to 9, if I'm counting up, 7 blank 9, 7, 8, 9. 0 to 0, 0. 0 to 0, 0. 1 to 1, 0. 0 to 0, 0. Oops, I'm sorry. Okay, so from 0 to 0, you're not doing anything. These are all the same. So let's see. Here you're going to have a 1. That way they're the same. So both of these are the same. The only thing going up or down is this 8 right here. So then you're going to write, if this is going to be the same, I got to put a 1 here. The only thing changing is these two. So I have to write 1, 8, 0, 0, 1, 0. Then the last one, I'm going from 190 and I need to go up in the 10,000s column. This is where we're going up. So in other words, this pattern is adding 10,000. Okay, so let's try and erase without erasing the whole thing. So since we have figured out that we're going to add 10,000 with this pattern, because this is 150, 160, 170, 180, 190. If I added 10 to 190, I'd be at 200, but let's show it with math. Let's just add this time. And we said we're adding 10,000 each time. So just add. $200,010. So that would be the last number. 200,010. Okay? Whew, that's kind of hard. So let's try another one, because that was ugly. Let's try another one. So this next pattern, I'm just going to write it. It's going across the same way in boxes, but I'm going to write it for my own sake going down. It's easier for me to write it up and down. So I'm going to write it in boxes going up and down. So the first one is blank. Second one, 898,756. Next one, 798,756. Next one is blank. Next one is blank. And the last one, 498,756. So first let's figure out, are we adding or subtracting here? So if we're starting from up here, 898,000, and we're going to 498, from here to here is going down, so that means we are subtracting. We don't know what we're subtracting yet. Let's just figure it out. Well, I have 2 in a row right here. So that's going to show me easily, if I take these, I said I'm subtracting. If I subtract these 2 together, that should tell me what I'm subtracting. So if I have this number, and I know I have to subtract, and I get this number when I'm finished, now if I subtract these 2, that should tell me what my pattern is. Oh, looky there. Minus 100,000 each time. So here's the 100,000s place, and it looks like that's correct. We are going from 8 to 7 in the 100,000s. So this would be 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. If you wanted to do another one, it would be 3. Okay? And so all of these are zeros, so nothing else is changing. Up here we have to go up 1, so 8 to 9. And then all you have to do is fill in the rest of the numbers. Okay, so that way was easier because we had 2 in a row instead of having it skipping 2. Okay, so there's your pattern, and you are minusing 100,000. So if you're showing your work like this underneath, then that would explain how you found your answer. So if you're in my class and you are showing your work like this, in the part where it says explain, I'm fine with it as long as you're showing your work and how you're getting that answer. Okay, here's another pattern. There's 2 more. So the next pattern, I like to go down. It's going sideways. If you want to write them up and down, I don't mind, because it makes it easier. Okay, so there's that one, 744,369. Then 743,369. Then blank. So I got to figure this one out. Then 741,369. Then there are 2 blanks. And that's it. So if I look at these 3, I see I've got 2 right here that are next to each other. So all I have to do is figure out what's changing. These are staying the same, 7 and 7, 4 and 4. 4 and 3 are changing. It's going down, 4, 3. This one would be a 2. Okay, so what am I taking away? I'm taking away 1 here, nothing here, nothing here, and nothing here. So I'm taking away, because it's getting smaller, 1,000. So every time it moves down 1 box, you're taking away 1,000. So to figure this one out, you take this long number, take away 1,000. Seven, 42, 369. Then take away another 1,000 from this number. You should get this. Let's check. That way we make sure our pattern is correct. Yes, it's getting the same thing. So you minus 1,000 from this one. So let's look in the thousands place and just minus 1. Here's the thousands. So you're just going to minus 1. Everything else stays the same. Okay, this one from 0 to here, okay, now I'm probably going to want to try to minus 1,000 over here. Unless you can do this in your head, 740,000 minus 1,000 would be 739,000. But if you can't figure that in your head, just take this one and minus 1,000 from it. So, okay, 0 minus 1 you can't do, so you got to borrow. Change that to a 3, put a 1 there. Now 10 minus 1 is 9. If you're not sure about this subtraction, we are going to learn that quickly here pretty soon. So if you're not quite there yet, it's okay. You can put this in a place value chart and take away 1,000 if you'd like to. I'll show you how to do that. If you're kind of confused on, I need to go up to 100,000. If you're not okay with this subtraction, this is how you would do it. You would have 740. Okay, I want to take away 1,000, so in this place right here, but I don't have anything here to take away, so I have to unbundle. So I have 4 here. Now remember, 10 1,000s equals 10,000. So I actually have to unbundle just 1. So if I unbundled 1, now I'm going to have a 10 here. And then I just have to take away the 1 for the 1,000. So I'll have a 9 here. And since I unbundled one of these, I changed this to a 3 now because I took away 1. So 739,369. 739,369. Okay, so that is the problem set, and oh, just kidding, there's one more. Okay, we'll do one more. Another pattern. So it is starting you off with a blank, and the next one is 118,910. Blank again, blank again. Then you have 88,910, and then 78. Okay, so this time I might want to start at the bottom and work my way up. So I see 78, 88. it's getting bigger from 78 to 118. So it's getting bigger. So I'm going to add something. So these are staying the same. If you notice the ones place, they're staying the same. So if you want to make it easier on yourself, you can just make those the same number. They're all staying the same anyways. Okay, so then you're just figuring out this part. And so you can go 78,000, 88,000, 98,000. So what are we adding each time? We're adding 7, 8, or these 8s are all the same. So there's nothing there, but I'm adding 1 each time. 7, 8, 9. So I'm adding 1 right here, nothing, 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 nothing. So I'm adding 10,000 every time. Okay, that's the pattern. So if I go from 98, 108, 118, 128. And if you're not sure how I went from here to here, well then you can just take it like this. That's all I did was I took 98,910 and I added another 10,000. So there's your answer there. And then if you weren't sure from here to here, well, we're still adding 10,000. Make sure again, if you're adding these, that you're lining up your zeros right. That's where I got this number from. Okay, so you're just adding 10,000 each time. And as long as, again, if you show your work where it says explain, then I'm good with that if you're in my class. Okay, so that really is the last one. So that was part 2, and so we should be on a different lesson next time. So thanks. Bye.